Welcome to Sunshine Art and Drawing. Today we're making some easy tote bags. You will just need paper, a small book or maybe your phone, a glue stick, scissors, and optional is to have a stapler. So start off with a sheet of paper and you want to put the design on the outside and fold it in half, putting your little book or phone inside. This will help you get a good shape. Now push up from the bottom corners as you can see here and fold them slightly to create the bottom of the bag. And then we'll be gluing these sides together to make the sides. So fold those in just to give them a bit of a crisp fold, it makes it look a little neater. And then you want to glue those two together, just making sure that the design that you want is on the outside. Like I wanted it to face upwards, so I put that one on the outside and the other one on the inside. And just use your fingers, like poke them in there and smooth it out a bit. These are actually really easy to make and you can make a lot of them. So if you're doing gifts or something for your school class or something like that, it's quick and easy to make. And you just want to sort of hold them in place and then use your fingers to push out those corners to make them nice and neat and square. And once you've got your design all glued together, you might want to let it dry a little bit because mine came unstuck. Just push it back together. I used the book a little bit to put some pressure on it and that helped it glue and stay together. So now it is done, you want to give it some lovely little handles. So I just got another sheet of paper here and I folded that in half just to make it easier to cut sort of nice straight pieces and made two handles. So I'm cutting this piece in half to make two handles, and the way that you do that is you fold the two ends down like this and that will give you the little tote bag handles that you see on gift bags. So just make sure you've got the way you want, so the design is on the outside, which is what I'm doing there, and put a little bit of glue on each one and glue them in place on either side, just on the inside of the bag, and give them a little bit of a press. So do that for the other handle. Make sure you don't get too much glue on the table and push that one down in place, and there you go, you've got yourself a little tote bag, easy to carry and perfect for gifts or just simple things that you want to give. And here I'm showing you how to make the same bag but double-sided, so you could use say colouring in paper or like coloured paper, and you could give it a design on the inside as well as on the outside. So I glued two pieces of paper together, just make sure they're really glued to the corners because that'll help it be a bit more sturdy, and just use something, I'm using the stapler to press it down a little bit. So place your book or your phone in the middle of the space, and I just pushed it to the side to give just a little bit on each side. So you can slide the book across on the inside and then push up the side to get that nice little sort of tote bag bottom that you have there. Because this is a lot thicker, I found that I needed to do a lot more creases to get this to want to stay together. So I creased the side here and I creased the other side, and I also creased the bottom, so just either side a little bit down just to give it that sort of bottom of the bag to make it a little neater, and then I folded the corners up with a little triangle. It's usually best to kind of do this and sort of you'll get a feel for which way the paper wants to fold, and then you can pop some glue on the side just like this and glue them together. If you feel like the glue is not going to be strong enough, like I thought with this double paper the glue just didn't seem to want to be strong enough, so I ended up using a stapler and just putting some staples in, and that helped hold it together. So if you've got a stapler, it just might be a bit of an easier job to put staples in, and it will still hold together just as well. And just use your little book or your phone to push down on the sides to make sure they're glued really well. And I'm just pushing out the corners just to make it neat, and as you can see, once it's all glued and it wants to stay together, it is a nice design on the inside as well as the outside, which can be really pretty. I do like leaving them black and white like this, but you can totally colour in the sides if you want to, or colour in the pages before you use them. This would be really good for some of the pages in your colouring in books that might be too difficult to colour in or you may never use. You can neatly kind of trim them out and then use them for this, or you can just use plain paper or coloured paper. I'm just folding in these edges just to make it look a little bit neater, and it also gives me somewhere to staple the handles to. So I'm just folding it out a little bit like that because I wanted to put the handles on the sides like this and have it open kind of wide. It took me a bit to get the staple where I wanted it to be because I wanted it to kind of be neatly in line. And you can put these handles any way you want. You can make them thin or thick. You can do them out of the same paper, or you can change them and have different coloured paper and make them look all exciting. I think these would look great with maybe some orange paper. That would look pretty good. And as you can see, if they are in the way, you can just sort of roll them back a little bit just to get the little ones out the way. So you just kind of roll the paper back and it will be out the way. And there you go, you've got another tote bag. Here I'm going to show you how to make like a little treats tray. This is more of like a little platter or a little tray you could put some like little sweets on or something like that to put next to your door for when those lovely trick-or-treaters come visiting. So here I'm just folding in the corner. It's kind of like how you fold a bed sheet, I guess. It's like a little fold in a triangle way, and then you fold down the top. And I'm putting glue on each corner just to make it easier to stick. So once you've folded the corners in like that and fold it down, the glue will stick everything together. And do the same for the other side. And stick that down, and there's your little tray with the cool design on the outside. And that'll be perfect for, say, if you've got some treats or some things that you want to bring in and show people. Maybe some cool little like googly eye cookies or something like that. Something easy and quick that you can bring in. And then because it's paper, you can sort of you know, throw it away if it gets dirty or that sort of thing. And you can add some staples in like I'm doing here just to give it a bit more strength, especially if you might be holding something heavy. And also you could, if you wanted, to place a piece of cardboard the right shape in the bottom to give it a bit more stability. And here I'm showing you how to make a slightly bigger foods tray. So this one would be perfect for, say, if you've made something a bit larger, like a little cake or something, and you wanted to bring that in. And now I'm folding it with the design on the inside because I thought that might be fun. And I was going to fold this edge down, but I figured I would fold it down on the outside. And you do that by pushing forward. When you fold this little sort of bedsheet corner, you push forward and then fold it down on the outside. And as you can see, it creates like a little nice little edge. It's very neat. And you got to be a little bit careful because it can tear the paper. But because this paper is a little bit thin, it's kind of good for this kind of folding. So once you've stapled all of the edges and just made sure all of your creases are nice and crisp, that will just make it stand up a little better. And there you go. So that's a nice little tray, and again you can add little handles if you want to make it a bit easier to hold. I was thinking of maybe putting the handles on the corner like this, but I thought that looked a little bit strange, so I decided to put them on the side. And you could also just tuck them into the staples or staple them when you were stapling the first part together. But there you go, there's a little handle on that side and a little handle on this side. So absolutely perfect for anything you want to take with you. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a sunshiny day.